Bougie go high. Stopping in, we been tapping in. We ain't never late. Dropping gems, we been locking in. Now let's elevate. Took house to win, running laps again. This is steady race. People's champ, boy. Yeah, you know I've been a heavyweight. Stopping in, we been tapping in. We ain't never late. Dropping gems, we been locking in. Now let's elevate. Took house to win, running laps again. This is steady race. People's champ, boy. Yeah, you know I've been a heavyweight.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages. It is episode 22 of the Heavyweight Bros podcast on this Thursday, January 27th. I am your host, the hostess with the mostest, the one always ghosted, you know, if I XL assassin, the diabolical diabetic, your boy, the big nasty. And over to my right, my co-host.
But you go like in the blue corner.
You gonna keep interrupting me? In the yellow corner. The freaking deacon, my man Coach Buck. Oh, Corey's in the building. What's going on, Fett? How you doing?
Doing good, man.
What's the Bruce Buffer one? Not Michael Buffer, because Michael Buffer is the let's get ready to run.
It's time.
It's time.
Both getting six figures to wear tight suits and say two words.
Perfect.
It's crazy. I ain't mad at it. But yeah, man, I'm doing good, man. You know how I feel, man. Regardless of how the week's going, man. When it's time to pod, I am excited.
I like that. Energy's up.
And you?
I gotta say, like the second that we hit record, like the energy's up. Like you know, it's like I feel like I feel stretched a little thin. I feel like that's where I'm at.
Oh,
it's like that. I feel like I'm all over the place, but it's like I feel like as soon as it came out, like I've been a bit rejuvenated. Like I'm back.
Elaborate.
I'm tapping in.
Elaborate. We'll take a minute.
What you mean?
So you stretch a little thin.
Yeah, you know me, like I'm the type of person, like even when I got my own stuff going on, when I see that other people got their stuff going on, I can push my stuff to the side to help them with their stuff. And I feel like
selfless.
I mean, some people might say that, you know, but you know, like I feel like there's a couple people that got some stuff going on, and like I've been trying to make sure that they stuff get right, because then like I believe there was the great Uncle Iroh from Legend of Korra that says sometimes the best way to help yourself is to help others, and like I guess I get my jollies by doing that in a sense, but it's like it is exhausting work. It's not easy. That's for sure.
I feel you. That's what's up.
People say that you got to check on your strong friend sometimes because it's hard being a strong friend.
Hey, you said it a while ago, man. You make sure that check engine light on your life ain't on, right? Hey,
man. I hope like the weekend I was gonna reamp, but now that we getting all this snow, apparently it's like now it's heavy on my mind, man. 12 to 16 inches.
I don't have a problem with the snow. Just come on a work day.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
why you got to be on the weekend?
Yo, do it in the right, like either smack dab in the middle of the work week or hit it on like a Thursday. So that way nobody comes to school on Friday.
Frigid temps and everything. Give it to me all on a Thursday.
Today we were supposed to have like negative degree temperatures. I thought it was one of them. I was like, whoa.
Nah, them kids was outside like, open the door. I was inside like 10 more minutes. I did do that to the boys once. So they was outside shoveling. I mimicked that commercial. It was like, the kids are out there freezing. You going out there? It's like, nah, I ain't going out there. It's freezing. Let me have a sip of tea.
I know what you're talking about. Because at first I was like, what are you talking about?
Oh, man. All right. Well, let's get right to it, man. Into.
We got watch before we get into it. We got to shout out, you know what I'm saying? The people that like was shouting us out.
Who?
What do you mean? Like my man G Head over at Custom Merch.
That's who?
IG and Etsy.
Listen, I wish I had a car right now. I've been flinging them all over the place. I forgot to grab one off the floor. Don't worry, I got you. Go ahead.
But yeah, you know what I'm saying? We got to give a shout out to our boy G Head over at Custom Merch. You know, you can check him out on IG and Etsy. Search up Custom Merch. Hit the promo code Heavyweight Bros, spell that HW, the number 8BROS to get you 10% off your order. Because the more you spend,
the more you save.
And then we also got to give a shout out to men doing our intro music over here. Our boy Young King, get a little bit closer. You know what I'm saying? People get up on there. You know, he's doing his thing. Hit up his SoundCloud, hit up his IG, get us some followers. He's trying to get him out there. You know what I'm saying? We trying to shoot the whole video. I'm trying to be on the remix. Stop flicking the boards. Like, I know they Dollar Tree boards. Like, let's not be rough.
I do that just for the reaction, too. It's just like, we're going to be the stop flicking the board.
Like, you remember, did you ever see the Key and Peele skit where they're talking about, oh my God, what's the music that Skrillex does? Like, a whoop, 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 like that crazy. And he's like, yo, you're being rough on my thing. Like, stop. Dubstep. That's the music. Man, dubstep did not last very long.
So you're being rough with my things.
Yeah. Like he's like, yo, turn. He's like, what is that? He's like, like it's a little bit aggressive. Like I'm sweating and you're being rough with my things. And that's how I feel. Like you're being rough with the things.
Yo, that is hilarious.
And you still didn't erase that board.
I'm gonna keep throwing these boards too. Don't worry, I'm gonna erase this one. Well, I'm erasing. When you start off digging in the crates, I'll erase.
I know what I'm saying. Digging in the crates. What's the song again?
No diggity, no doubt.
I'm not gonna lie, I legitimately forget every time.
Who's that song by?
Blackstreet.
Oh, that boy!
Like my second favorite
Play on,
era of music was the New Jack Swing and Blackstreet, Teddy Riley. You know what I'm saying? Like that's the godfather of the New Jack Swing. So
also was the first Verzuz that was looking crazy.
No. So if you go back and you really, really look at it, Teddy knew what Verzuz was supposed to be, and everybody else thought he was looking wild and stuff like that. But what he was doing, that's what Verzuz is now. He
paved the way like he's been doing.
He's always ahead of the curve.
Shout out to Teddy. Come on the show whenever you want to. We'll be your guest.
Because if you take your love away from me, I'll go crazy. I'll go insane.
We don't have the copyright.
I was gonna say let's not go any further. I think a solid 8 seconds is good enough.
All right, so first things first, digging in the crates. We have the Super Bowl trailer.
Pepsi dropped the Super Bowl trailer. You know what I'm saying, for what's coming on. Did you watch it?
I did watch it. I saw everybody come in musically. Yeah. So I believe it started with Dr. Dre.
No, Eminem started.
Eminem.
Which weird song choice for Eminem, because I was wondering, because once they did Eminem, he started off like it was he was doing Rap God.
Yeah, I like the two versions of the shape of Marshall Mathers up there though.
Yeah, that was pretty fun.
That was pretty dope.
But I was like, of all Eminem songs, I was like, they're putting Rap God out there. I was like, it's not a good look for the Eminem that we're gonna get during the Super Bowl.
I just think that's just appealing to the audience because you want to go young and old. So people who've been listening to M already know M, but like a lot of new kids who have been listening to M or doing TikToks and all that, they're all doing the Rap God song. You know what I mean? So gets people interested. Like,
I mean, you're right.
You know what I mean? Then you got to see a bunch of Super Bowl challenges where everybody's doing the Rap God Super Bowl something. I guarantee you. Watch. All right. So after M was Dr. Dre. No,
Dr. Dre's the last
Dogg.
one. Yeah. He said double OPD, double G.
Yep.
Yeah.
Then we had Mary J.
Yes, sir. Which my favorite one because of the song that they picked for her.
Why?
Let's get it crunk up all night on the floor.
As soon as the song comes on, I just start thinking of mad people doing videos of Mary J. Blige dance moves. Like,
but her in the goose style bubble coat, the bubble jacket,
the super high heels that come up to her knees.
I love
chain.
Mary's kind of the one I'm most excited for because I'm wondering what catalog they're gonna pull from her because she's not gonna do I'm not gonna cry.
I'm all for it. I might have to add something to the script today. I forgot because Mary J has definitely been going ham on Power. I'm just saying.
We'll get to that. We'll get there.
All right, so
I did see the big scene apparently, and I was like, I don't know what's going on with this show, but I was like, this whole dinner scene is wild.
Yo, the dinner scene was crazy. But you can't just come in on the dinner scene. You had to be committed. Don't worry.
I saw it and I was like, you know what? I shouldn't be watching this. I was like, this is crazy.
After Mary J was Kendrick.
No, it was Snoop. Then it was Kendrick, I think.
I already said Snoop. I thought he was.
You're right. I'm sorry. I apologize.
All right. Then Kendrick.
Yep.
And then after Kendrick, we had Dr. Dre.
Yeah.
Which is fun-filled, impressively star-studded cast of Super Bowl entertainment.
I just think it's weird. Like that's my whole thing about this Super Bowl show is like I'm glad we're getting like our rappers and we're getting our R&B singers in there, but I'm like I feel like it's such a weird collection of art of like to me Mary J. Blige doesn't fit at all with any of them.
I mean, I'm not going to question the creative insight of Jay-Z who probably put this together.
Yeah, for the most part. I mean,
you know what I mean?
Well, he definitely laid the groundwork for it.
Of course. When everybody was saying that he was a sellout and all this extra stuff, and
whose set is going to kill it the most though?
Oh, you make me pick that right now.
I'm just thinking, like, if you think about it, like, who's really, like, because you gotta assume
it's like an ultimate versus, right?
You have to assume the last two people are going to be Snoop and Dre. So like, you know what I mean?
Like
Like
they have a lot of stuff they can go together with.
Right.
I feel like for some reason they're all going to end up on the stage together, but that's just me.
Absolutely. Like they're going to start off from like their random corners and they're like random camera views,
Right.
and they're all doing weird things. Eminem's going to do Rap God,
right,
and stuff like that. But like I've seen Kendrick Lamar shows.
Where would you be if Eminem walked across the stage and he was about to go into the Rap God part and Kendrick took over and was just like,
okay.
It just started super rapping fast Kendrick bars. It was just like, yo.
I'm like a needle in a haystack. And they start doing all that.
Not a bad Kendrick voice. You know what, man? We gonna start. I'm telling you, we're gonna start writing these down, man. We're gonna start putting sticky notes up there like success. We're gonna put one up there like not success.
I remember you was conflicted.
He's gonna be like Jada Kiss laugh, not success. Go ahead.
That joint is up there. I don't know what you're talking about.
Go ahead.
I'm not gonna do it because I'm really trying to get through this Super Bowl thing. Because it's like Mary J. Blige, one of my favorite R&B singers of all time, like queen of R&B, and it's like, what bangers can she put out during the Super Bowl? That's what I mean. It's a weird fit.
I can't pick one. I can't pick who's gonna kill it the most.
But what I'm saying is like she's not doing like I'm Not Gonna Cry. She's not doing You Are Everything. She's not doing like just a lot of these slower like ballads. Like what's she doing? Like
she could walk out to her and Method Man joint singing that and then go right into like. I don't know, man. Mary's gonna hold her own.
She's got like some bangers, and it's like I'm assuming one of the main reasons that she's there because it's like all these songs that these guys have that they have people singing on them.
Right.
She can do the singing for them. Like when Eminem does do like I'm friends with the monster that's under my bed, like Mary J. Blige.
Rihanna, right?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, man. I can't pick somebody. I can't.
But like I've seen Kendrick Lamar shows where people like he doesn't rap anymore. People rapping his whole verse for him.
That's what I'm saying. I like you can see it from every frame and understand how each person could literally steal the show. Yeah. But you don't really know who's going to steal the show. I think to make this comparison because it is the Super Bowl and the Chiefs may more than likely be in the Super Bowl. But it's kind of like playing the Chiefs. You don't know who's going to be the guy who balls for that day. Like,
but somebody's going to ball.
Somebody's going to get off. Like, you don't know if you got to guard Travis Kelce or Tyreek Hill, but you know.
You better guard both of them.
Like the kid Jennings is starting to get off. That now Edwards-Hilaire's like acting like he wants to be a running back again. Then you got Patty's like at any given time, somebody could take over this show. And that's without even mentioning the defensive player. So it's like, I think any of these people can.
If Eminem goes into his Slim Shady bag, I think that it'll be like I'm just picturing him like, but I am whatever you say. Like if he does like something like that.
Welcome to the Circus album or something. What was the name?
The Eminem Show.
The Eminem Show.
That's like.
That's the one that had the little circus photo on the front, right?
Yeah, and he's like over there with the curtains.
Yeah,
like that.
Yeah, that.
And he hits the cleaning out my closet. Yes, that's what I'm saying. Is like. If he does the Till I Collapse with the Nate Dogg, when the move goes on till the light goes out, the lights go up. That's what I mean. It's like
that's kind of like the song you come in on, maybe. I don't know.
Is 50 coming out? Is 50 showing up?
No. No.
I kind of want it because if
he's not getting a check, he's not rapping for nobody for free.
I've been patiently waiting for a track to explode.
That man's got Tommy's.
Tommy Egan.
He's got Tommy Egan Power Universe being added to, man.
Apparently there's another thing that he's adding to the 50 verse or the Power verse.
Yes. He should get his own network, the 50 channel. Channel 50.
Yeah.
I'm saying I don't see why it wouldn't work. So I don't know. We digress. My bad. But
I'm excited. Without a check. I'm excited, but yet I'm nervous because, like, I think, like, I love all these artists. I just think that they're a weird fit, but at the same time, like, I'm here for it.
Dr. Dre is one of the best producers ever, man. He's gonna make sure this show don't look crazy.
They gotta end it on Still Dre, though, right?
I don't know, bro. You can
literally. Or Forgot About Dre. Nowadays, everybody want to talk. Like they got something to say, but nothing comes out when they move the lips. Just about the gibberish. Exactly. They forgot about Dre.
Yeah, the edits. I love it. Listen. Like I said, I can't pick, bro. Like literally anybody can steal the show.
I guess on a different note, we could try to like move it over.
Okay.
But then, like, you know, we talk about Rap God. Dr. Dre posts like a TikTok of Eminem doing Rap God at some arcade, and he's just like, "Who wants it with a versus with M?" And I think he's in a weird spot because he for a long period of time, like he was one of the 5 greatest rappers of all time.
Mm-hmm.
Then he goes through like this weird thing where a lot of old hip hop heads aren't really banging with him no more, but the young, new upcoming hip hop heads, they bang with it.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like he's relevant in 2 different eras, but it's like he's kind of fallen off. And then it's like, how much do you count fall offs against people? Because then you got people like Pac and Biggie who never had the fall off because they didn't make it there. It's like that. It's like, but he's got to still be up there.
So what are we thinking? What are you asking? Who would his verses?
Eminem's got 20 songs. That's for sure. He's got 20 songs for somebody who can generally give him a battle that would actually be like, I actually want to see that.
Drake.
Do you want to see Drake and Eminem?
Who else?
My thing is like they don't go together. That's the only thing is like you like this like one dude's talking about like yo I was about to start swearing, but it's like,
yo, it's like one part of you got mad with the other part of you, but the other part of you was disappointed that the other part of you was checking that part. It's like,
but we're gonna hear like Dear Slim, I wrote you, but you still ain't call. I left my cell, and then like the next one we're gonna be like, this right here is the people that I didn't know last year. Just hold on, we're going home. It doesn't go together.
So what, Kendrick?
Kendrick could be one. I always said like Kendrick is kind of like the new age Eminem, like in a sense, like he kind of carries that torch. Wheezy, Wayne and Eminem,
okay,
they've done collaborative stuff together too.
Okay, I thought Wheezy already did it.
He's not done verses. He showed up at the 3-6 Mafia one though.
That's right.
I don't think anybody really wants that Wayne.
Yeah, I think that might be one of the two. He would have to decide between those two because it has to be somebody super iconic.
What about 50?
Nah. It's a lot of
What about T.I.?
He can't go against anybody but Ludacris, so you can finally have your ultimate debate.
It's not even a debate.
I see somebody kill you in the comments too. They was like, for somebody who doesn't like T.I., you sure do know a lot of music from T.I.
Whoa. The only reason I can criticize people is because I do the research and I know the people that I'm talking about. I don't talk about things I don't know about.
I'm just telling you
what was I know the
I'm just telling you what was in the comments, man. All right, I'll look up the person who said it. I forget what their name was, but
I went back and they haven't responded yet. I'm just saying that too.
I hearted that joint too, like, ooh. I'm instigating.
You screenshot it and texted it to me.
I'm instigating. I was like,
I thought I was pretty respectful about it. Like all I said was, I was like, oh my.
I was like,
of course I know his music. Like I gotta know the people's music. I'm just saying that like his stuff aged like milk. It's just like Nicki Minaj. I know the Nicki Minaj songs, but they age like milk.
I was like, Oh man, I'm looking it up now. I'm gonna shout out the dude that got under your skin. Cause now
I got under my skin.
All right, listen. There have been some comments. I know we don't get a whole lot, but there have been some comments. And you don't often be in the comment section, but when that joint popped in there, you was like, "Oh, I got time."
You literally sent me a screenshot.
I want to hear that,
like, I was like, "Nah, I got to defend my honor."
Shout out to November 19th. Shout out to November 19th.
Did he respond to me?
For someone not a T.I. fan, my man knew a whole lot of songs. Come on, T.I. is on top of the South. You got to listen to T.I. B list. That's flame emoji.
No, I don't gotta listen to his B list because he is B list. So like, yeah. I'm like, I listed a bunch of people. I want you.
I don't know, something wrong with my phone. I can't see your.
I
can't see your.
I can remember some of them off the top. So if he's the king of the South, I don't even think he's the king of Atlanta.
We gotta cut.
You want to talk about? You want to talk about? You want to talk about Andre 3 Stacks? You want to talk about Big Boy? You want to talk about Gigi? Young Thug, Future.
I had to take away from screen time, man. You started to get a little mad, man.
I'm not getting mad. You're just laughing because you're not listening. You're trying to pet peeve me. That's what you're trying to change.
I'm instigating.
Pet peeving?
You gonna let him talk to you later?
I want to let him talk to me like that on a Tuesday. That's what you're doing.
At 8:35. Were you in your mama's crib?
That's all I'm saying.
Biscuits.
So for Eminem. Like his only real contemporaries that we could see a valid one is Kendrick and Wayne. I don't think Kendrick stands a chance, so it's got to be Weezy, right?
Wow, does stand a chance? You say it like that? I think Kendrick will hold his own. I think Kendrick will hold his own. Do I gotta start doing my Kendrick take, or do we want to move on? Is that what we want to do? Nah, because it's gonna take too long.
All right,
we'll save it for next episode.
All right. That's probably a smart decision.
Because you hit your bag tonight.
I was like, I can talk about Kendrick's catalog if we want to.
So next up, I just wanted to put it out there. You know, you have to do your own research, but I know currently, and I gotta look into more details as well because I don't know like what standard like as far as like where the case proceedings are. But just to bring it up, Jay-Z and Meek Mill are trying to fight the court on using rappers' lyrics against them in the court of law, which I believe some people are currently incriminated and jailed based on some of the lyrics that they have written and
I think it has to be very specific though, where it's like you have to talk about something that is part of an ongoing investigation and the things have to kind of line up.
Right.
Like it has to be like that type of stuff.
Because I'm pretty sure in the Bobby Schmurder case it was an issue.
Nah, he was already in jail by the time that happened. But like a lot of people brought that up because it's like literally everybody that he named on that song is either dead or locked up.
Right. So it's just like, you know, and that's where the whole like you telling on yourself on Instagram and all that stuff with your raps and holding guns out and all that stuff. Like, so I like it because it's just forward progress to like not be able to. It's kind of like a stop and frisk almost. Like I feel like you're doing something wrong, so I'm gonna hold you accountable for that. Like the rap lyrics, it's entertainment. You know what I mean? And a lot of the times, what these dudes is rapping, it's not really what they doing in their spare time. So it's like, I think it's good, and it's gonna protect a lot of young males because they're the ones who are.
Like you look like you're about to start laughing.
They're talking crazy. They're talking crazy. They're talking super crazy. I hear some of the stuff that the kids would be walking around rapping. And I was just like, bro, what did you just say? I think you about to get arrested with whoever wrote that rap just for walking around saying this craziness. But
now you affiliated.
Yeah, but I'm gonna do some more research on it and keep eye on it, see where it is. I just like I said, I don't know where it is as far as like progression and court proceedings.
Yeah,
like it could still be in the early intermittent phase of just like getting out there and lawyers meeting and stuff like that. But like I'm all for it.
Yeah, I don't want to dig too deep into this because, like, obviously I could go on something like this forever.
Mm-hmm.
But I just do think, like, it seems like one thing that's only targeted at rappers who are mostly black or they're mostly black. I was gonna say like all other minorities, but it's like they're mostly black. Mm-hmm. And rap is like one of the closest forms of reality music, like you know what I'm saying, because that's what rappers do is they talk about what they know, and what they know is what they see, and what they see is what they talk about. And it's like it's a bit unfair because it's like they're not using like this law or this rule wasn't made for country music and it wasn't made for rock and roll music. Right. When motherfuckers are talking about doing
death metal.
Yeah, doing a whole bunch of like illegal substances and like having sex with minors and stuff like that. Like we're not using this for them. Like we're using this for
it's another form of control.
It is.
It's another form of control. To say stop doing what you're doing because we don't like it, and if you do, or else.
Also, like on a side note, because you brought him up, can y'all leave Bobby Schmurder alone, man? If my man wants to pop that thing while he's debuting his song,
that's what we're leaving him alone with.
No, because that's what they're on his back. They're like, oh, Bobby out here, can I swear?
Go ahead.
They're like Bobby out here popping his ass on TV and stuff like that. And I'm like, yo, first of all, brother's Jamaican. Number one, is like that's just how they get down.
Number two, he did everything that y'all quote unquote he's supposed to do. For the code, and this man is home trying to enjoy life after being in prison for all this time, holding true to the word of what everybody says is that code that you're supposed to live by. But yet, Tekashi's out here with no stress. And we'll move
that man
on.
is walking around real free.
And we'll move on. In other news, which is a real quick hit.
It's kind of out of digging of the crates because we got like a bunch of random things.
We definitely got a bunch of random, but they were kind of like tying themselves to other things, so I just threw it in there.
Because this was like a legal thing, so it's like, go ahead.
So the Theodore Roosevelt statue was recently removed from the National Museum.
Okay. Why?
So good and bad. So good, I mean, it's very derogatory. They've been trying to protest around getting the statue moved for years. But it's a big statue of like Theodore Roosevelt proudly on his horse. And to the right of him, he has an Indian in his full dressing. And to the left of him, he has what looks like a slave. And they're like holding the reins of his horse and everything. Yeah, he's tripping.
He's a wild boy.
But for me, it was like, okay, you got it removed. But like, they just moved it to another location.
Oh, it didn't get destroyed or nothing.
It didn't get destroyed. It didn't get like broken down into metal, and then all the metal were.
Let's put this somewhere where people can appreciate it. The people who.
So it's not gonna be outside. It's gonna be stored away.
Okay.
But it's just like it's kind of like we're not owning that this is bad. We're just hiding it and saying that we hear you, but we really ain't listening.
Hmm.
That's where I'm at with it.
Hmm.
And I don't got nothing else to say about it. I mean,
you did show me the picture. And it's a wild picture.
it's
Like it's a
definitely-
wild.
it's
It was a
definitely
wild
crazy.
picture.
Like even the horse looks proud. Like yeah, me and Teddy out here rolling, and it's like that joint looks terrible. That joint looks terrible. Yeah. We do have some celebrations though to segue out of this semi-negative.
We gotta move past that.
Yeah.
We can move past those.
We can move past those.
Yeah, we can move straight to.
All right. Okay. All right. So we're gonna head straight to Insomnia TV.
Wake me up before you go.
We don't own the copyrights to this, but he gotta keep killing it. That's all you know.
That's all I was gonna do. Like I was trying to do
Oh,
a quick wake me up before you go.
I love it. I love it.
Shout out to George Michael.
The snaps. I love it. All right. So first things first, the Power Universe is getting crazy, man. I still do not like Tariq.
Moon Knight is now.
I still do not like Tariq, but this second season is getting real. All right. And
it's crazy to me how fast these are moving because they're already shooting the new season.
yes.
But go ahead.
And Raising Kanan is still coming out for season 2, and Tommy's coming out. Like 50 Cent is not playing right now, but yeah, I'm gonna leave it at that because I'm gonna mess around and get into some spoilers. All right. Next we have Your Honor. Did you start watching Your Honor?
I did start watching it.
Episode what?
I'm on episode 3.
Okay. All right.
I gotta say, it's very just okay to me. Like I wish I was watching something else. Kind of.
Relax.
I'm just letting you know. Like I'm kind of like I'm watching this, but I kind of wish that I was watching something else. And it's like I'm like I have to watch this because I told Raisin that I was gonna watch it.
Yep.
So it's like I'm in it, and it's like I'm gonna finish it, but like
just wait. Just wait.
Like Brian
like
Cranston,
Coach Boone said, it's like Novocaine. Just give it time to set in. It's always gonna work.
But Brian Cranston's acting is through the roof. I feel like it's a Brian Cranston vehicle. Like that's Walter White for those who don't know. Like I feel like he's kind of acting circles like around everybody else.
Oh yeah.
You didn't tell me that my man Clay Davis was in it though. She from the Wire.
Oh yeah.
And I was like, as soon as I saw him, I was like, oh, there's a Wire character. I was like, I'm already in on this.
Oh yeah. And I think he uses that term in. I think he does though. I think he does. But yeah, he's definitely in it.
Don't get me wrong. I think the premise is interesting, and like I think a lot of the things in it are interesting. There is a lot of wild moments, but there's a lot of space in between those wild moments.
Wait for it.
Where I'm like,
wait for it.
I could check my phone real quick.
They weren't gonna renew it for a second season, but I just found out that they are. So it's wait for it. Don't worry.
Hey, I said I
won't say Saturday, but maybe by next week's pod, you're gonna be like, all right, fam. You got me.
Okay.
All right. We have Ozarks.
I did not start it because you won't let me start it because I have to watch Your Honor first.
All right. Don't worry. We'll skip past it. I already cleaned off the whole first 7 episodes, and
I'm jealous.
And yeah. Lil Marty is wild. Lil Marty is tripping. But just
what about my girl Ruth?
Huh?
What about my girl Ruth?
Oh yeah, everybody's tripping, bro.
Okay,
everybody's tripping. Everybody's tripping. This joint gets wild. And the last episode, which is not the last episode because it says part 1.
2.
No, this is part 1.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there's gonna be a part 2. I just don't know how long before part 2 comes. Is it gonna be?
It's gonna be a little bit.
All right. So yeah, I should have probably waited a little bit. But I cleaned them joints off. Yeah, it was over.
Did you watch Yellow Jackets?
I'm in episode 7.
Okay, we're moving. All right.
I'm episode 7. So we there. I got a lot to watch. You know what I mean? You got my star-studded, aka UPN Wednesdays. I gotta stay.
I missed this week's Abbott Elementary, and I'm pissed off about it.
Oh yeah, it's hilarious. Don't worry, it's there. You'll be all right.
I'm going to watch it.
You'll be all right.
UPN Wednesdays.
Aside from that, we have Peacemaker.
Yeah. Did you watch this last week's episode? All caught up?
I did. I'm all caught up.
I'm in, man.
I am too.
I'm in for the ride.
I am too. And I think it's gonna start getting real spicy, and it's enjoyable.
His little his little tirade about Batman, like I really enjoyed that.
That was hilarious. That was hilarious. And him coming to terms with who his father is pretty hilarious too.
Kind of coming to terms with his father. He still seems like he's not really there.
Yeah, this is the childhood you grew up on. But I like how they're actually starting to like mix in some more of his backstory as a childhood and stuff like that too, because I think there's gonna be some pretty illuminating things there where you're just like, yeah.
I thought it was really a powerful moment, and I thought it was like a dope thing when she's kind of like breaking it down to him, like how crappy his dad was, and she was like, yo, your dad thinks like people like me are second-class citizens, and like he takes a moment, he's just like,
by her he means Tasty from Orange Is the New Black. She's killing it.
Black people. So she can't, because she's black and a woman.
Mhm.
That's why he whatchamacallit feels that way. And I was like, oof. And I was just like, and then like he has to look at her in the face and be like,
Yep. Mm-hmm. Which is hilarious because little spoiler alert, but this man's got a pet ego, and he's like, yeah, he's super friendly. She goes, oh, and he was like, gosh, she's like, he's never done that before. I was like, yeah, because he's been around white people, man. That man was ready. That man ego was like, yeah, right, get this
extra crispy.
All right, we moving. Boba Fett, you all caught up?
I am.
I am impressed.
I'm impressed by the show,
I'm
and
impressed.
then I think
Boba
like,
is the truth.
How much did your arm stand up when you heard that? Because our boy Mando pulled back up.
I already knew it was gonna happen.
It was gonna happen. It was bound to happen. It was bound to
happen.
happen. But as soon as he pulled back up, I was like, "Oh, let's go!"
Yeah,
like I was like, "Granted, I'm already
we out here. We out
They
here.
made sure to let us know what's happening.
That was a spoiler alert. He's tripping.
It's literally the beginning of the episode.
It's still. Some people ain't there yet.
How has a rapper not taken that beat and done something like
You better patent that. You better patent that so we can start copywriting other people. That's a Joel special, all right? Dewey's already, Young King's already rapping over that joint.
Somebody's gonna take specifically my version of it and make the song. Ladies, make it hot. Thugs, make it pop. Make it drop. Ooh, I'm sorry.
Copyright Nas. Aside from that, are a couple of shows that I'm gonna try to balance into this already hectic schedule of TV shows. But I do this because
sometimes I wake up and I'm like, I wish my job would fire me so I could get unemployment and just watch these shows instead of going to work. Because it's like, I'm like, man,
I don't want to go to work.
I don't want to go to work.
Yeah, I feel you. I was watching it. I think it might have been the last episode of Yellow Jack. I was like, man, I want to watch 3 more episodes, but I have to be responsible. But I don't want to.
Hate being responsible.
So it's like, yeah, let me go ahead and lay it down. But these two I have to add in because these are father-son moments. Like these shows were introduced to me by my kids, so like, and they're enjoyable, especially watching them with them. So my youngest, Nias, definitely likes the Raising Dion.
Yes, sir.
No, yep, Raising Dion. So it's a young black boy. I think he's maybe about 7 or 8 years old, who finds out that he has superpowers. His mom doesn't know. She's freaking out, and like any parent would act, like not in a regular multiverse where you see a bunch of heroes. She's like thinking he's sick and he needs medication, and then ultimately he finds out that he like has powers and he is different, but he's not a scary kid, and he begins to start learning how to use his powers. But in between that, of course,
his power?
He can make things float. I believe
his telekinesis,
fly. He's got like it's a lot of different stuff.
Oh, so he's got a bunch of powers.
Not a bunch, but I feel like it will translate into a bunch of powers once he gets older and really knows what he's doing, which I think is going to happen in the second season, because the end of the first season, he was still kind of tentative about using his powers and not knowing how he can protect people. Like he's like 7 or 8 years old.
Yeah, I know he's a little kid in the first season.
And then of course,
and it's been some time since the first season, right? Like it's been like a couple years.
He may be a little older. It's definitely a couple years. And you know, with every superhero, there comes a supervillain, and they're trying to get to the boy, and like it's putting his mom and other people in danger. It looks pretty dope. You know what I mean? And my little homie enjoys it because he sees himself, I mean, in what he's watching.
Can we take a minute?
Okay.
What would you do if like summertime comes, your kid's out front playing like or whatever, and then all of a sudden you see the ball going into the street and you're like, oh no, and then he goes in the middle of the street to go get it, and a car hits him and the car breaks around him. He's like, Dad, don't say nothing. Like, what do you do as a father, like in that moment?
I'm bringing him to the other side of the earth, and we're going to sign up for a football team.
So you're extorting your child. That's what you're saying.
No. He's going to be like, what's old boy, the little dude from Incredibles? Remember he kept asking his dad, could he run track? He was like, hey, remember he was running? He was like, hey, slow it down. Make him look like he's competing. And the kids were like, what? He's like, yeah.
This is actually a plot line in the show I'm watching on HBO Max, I'm trying to watch. Superman and Lois is like, it's about Superman like when they're a little bit older and he has kids, and one of his kids is developing powers and he wants to play on the football team, and he starts cracking some people, And it's like he's like, yo, do I let him keep playing football type of deal? And I was like, yo, get that man off the field. He's a menace, bro.
He's not gonna play defense. He's gonna play running back. As soon as somebody come to tackle him, they're gonna be like hitting a brick wall. And I know that man's gonna run for 6,000 yards and 48 touchdowns.
Derrick Henry,
every season. They're gonna be like, this is uncanny. So, but yeah, that's where we at.
I feel like I had to ask. I just got to know.
Oh yeah, definitely. And the other one is Space Force that I watched with
Steve Carell.
Yep.
Okay.
From The Office. Yep. So it's kind of like a spacey version of The Office. It's super hilarious. He does a Steve
Carell.
Because
when I saw the trailers, I was like, this looks like they're just trying to do The Office, and like I wasn't really vibing with it.
It is literally them trying to do The Office in a space version.
Does it ever come
together? I like
together?
Steve Carell.
Does it come together?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. It's not gonna be The Office, but it's enjoyable to see somebody who's comical to you in another setting doing the same thing. He's definitely typecasting himself a little bit, but I mean,
I think he was very hesitant to do it because he felt like he was just doing Michael Scott again. Because that's been like his whole thing is he doesn't want to do Michael Scott stuff again.
He's definitely doing Michael Scott again. Definitely doing Michael Scott again. The only thing is that this guy's a lot smarter.
How soon are those coming out?
They're out now.
Oh,
yeah, they're out now. Yeah.
Yeah. Good luck with that.
Yeah.
I'm balancing a lot right now, and it's like I just don't.
I'm just gonna make it a weekend thing, man. I'm not gonna try to run through it. We'll do an episode at a time. You know what I mean? Because I don't have to binge watch this, and I can just enjoy it with the boys. It gives me more quality time with them. You know what I mean? Something we can enjoy, kick our feet up, dad time.
All right, and with that, we can cross over to the Hardwood check-in. And like, yet again, shitty subject, but we always got to start off with. It seems like it is the 2-year anniversary of the passing of Kobe Bryant and his daughter Gigi.
R.I.P.
And also like another, 22 passengers that were on the flight with them?
Was it 22? I thought it was like 12.
Maybe it's 12.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm getting my numbers messed up.
Yeah. It was a private, like a small engine plane. It wasn't like 22 people is a pretty big plane.
Okay. Yes, is the anniversary of that tragic plane crash. There was a statue erected over at the crash site that has Kobe and Gigi on top of it, and then it's got like all the names of everybody else that was involved in the crash on there. I felt like kind of just taking like a moment or two just to talk about like what did Kobe mean to you, or like how you felt about Kobe, or like where you think about him at all time, like whatever you wanted to say, like your Kobe thought, kind of get it off.
Kobe got on my nerves as a basketball player.
Okay.
I was like, I did not like Kobe, but I respected what he did on the court. You know what I mean? It's like anybody who has that type of commitment to like working hard, and a lot of the stuff that you are finding out about Kobe now, a lot of people didn't know while he was playing ball. You know what I mean? They just knew like Kobe was out here competing and trying to win rings, but then you start hearing from other players the intensity of Kobe. Like there's not one person who played during Kobe's time that doesn't have a Kobe story. Like it's
I have a story with everybody that I work with.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is like some of them stories is gonna change. Like somebody's gonna have a good Joel story, and somebody else is gonna be like, "Nah, Joel ain't it. He's not getting it done."
Some of these Kobe stories, like they make it sound like it's a good story, and every time I hear, it, I'm like, "Man, Kobe sounds like a whole a-hole." I would hate to be on Kobe Bryant's team.
Listen, man,
I'm like, dude, shut up. I need so bad.
Sometimes, you know what I mean? You got to do what other people ain't willing to do to chase your greatness. You know what I mean? I thought AI story was one of the dopest. Chris Bosh was recently inducted into the Hall of Fame. He had a super dope one as well. I don't know if you heard Chris Bosh's joints. Yeah, Chris Bosh was like, and not to steal any words for Chris Bosh, this is definitely his, but he said that he wanted to be committed and to like helping. I think it was on the dream team. He was like to helping them win. He wants to show commitment, so he wants to be the first person up to get to breakfast. So he woke up super early to get to breakfast, and when he went to breakfast, Kobe was already there at breakfast. But not only was he at breakfast, he had 2 bags of ice on his knee. So not only was he at breakfast, he had already got a whole workout in. So it's just like stuff like that. It's just like it gives the opportunity, and you know I'm always gonna bring it back to kids. Like it gives them the opportunity to see like if you chase your greatness and you work hard at something, then there is an opportunity for you to be successful no matter of what setting you're in or what calamities you're around or what trauma you've been through. There's still an opportunity for you to be like, you know what, through all of this, I still made this of myself. You know what I mean? So that's what I respect from Kobe outside of the whole basketball thing and being a father, the way he's committed to his daughters. Like that's dope.
I used to think that I really hated Kobe Bryant.
Mm-hmm.
And it turns out what it was is I didn't really hate Kobe Bryant. I really hated Kobe Bryant fans. Because like I feel like Kobe Bryant fans
that's a good point.
were way worse. Like they were just they would always say stuff
point.
about him that I felt wasn't true, and I always felt like I was fighting against Kobe and stuff like that. And like that's what it was, because it is the same thing. Like I respected him as a player. I know he's one of the best of all times. I just don't think that he belongs in that upper pantheon. Like I think he's in the top 10. I don't think he's in the top 3. You know, stuff like that.
So would you compare it to kind of like LeBron fans?
No, because like LeBron's the greatest of all time. So like that's different.
Okay.
Like that's the thing is like people were saying like how much better Kobe is than LeBron, and I'm like I don't see where you get the comparison, because like I feel like it's very far off.
Okay.
But I think like what he embodied was his work ethic, was hard work and stuff like that. But like that's the type of things that I used to get mad too, where people are like, well, nobody works harder than Kobe. I'm like, you don't think other people are working just as hard as Kobe Bryant? Like that's just all he talks about. It's like that. It's like it's a little bit different. Like look at all the things that LeBron James does for his body, and it's like he doesn't go out and say I do all these things. He just does all these things, and everybody else talks about him. Kobe Bryant is just constantly talking about like I'm up at this time and I'm doing this, and it's like, all right, James Harden is putting up the same numbers as you, and like he's going to strip clubs every week eating wings like at halftime. Like what are we talking about?
Strip club wings. How did we get here?
Let me also just say I do not think James Harden is better than Kobe Bryant. I'm just saying, like it's like such a stupid stuff I used to say.
Don't do it, Joy.
Huh?
Don't do it, Joy.
I'm not doing that. But yeah, and it's just like I remember the day when we found out, because it was also Pro Bowl weekend that time. And I remember like, you know, Pro Bowl, it's like you kind of like the Pro Bowl, but you kind of don't care about it, but it's sports is on all day because I want to see like everybody, because they do all the little events and stuff like that. And then it's like breaking news. And then I'm just like, I remember being like, what the? They're like, yeah, Kobe Bryant. I was like, whoa, Kobe Bryant is. I was like, what? And then they're like, his daughter. I'm like, oh my! It was such a heavy day. And then like,
I was in class.
I was home.
I was in class. I was just about to leave class, and that's when the message came through. I was like, this is fake news. Somebody was like, what? I was like, says Kobe Bryant and his daughter and a bunch of other people died in a plane crash. And it was like, you know how it was like Rick Fox was in the plane.
That's what, yeah. There was a thing. Was like, where's Rick?
I was like, Rick. Like they're interviewing Rick right now. It's like this can't be true, and then you find out that it was, and it was just like, yeah, it was definitely crazy, definitely crazy.
Yeah, it sucks.
I think for me, it's just like, you know, it's always just the saying, like you don't know what you have until it's gone. Like you realize how many people Kobe has impacted, whether you didn't like him as a player or you didn't like the way his career goes, or didn't like Kobe fans. Like you can't change his impact on the game, on the culture, and on the people that he got to be around and impacted. And he has one of the most favorite commercials I've ever seen in my life.
Is it the Kanye West one?
Yes.
Because I feel like you quote it a lot. So like,
what are you talking about, Kobe Bryant? You're welcome. What?
But like to me, that kind of epitomizes Kobe. And I'm like, yo, I would hate to be on this dude. Like, I would be infuriated being on like a Kobe Bryant team. Like,
sell more records.
You're like, how?
Be the best, but I'm already the best. Are you the same animal, but a different beast? What does that mean, Kobe Bryant? I'm sorry. Okay, go ahead.
No, I'm just saying, but like, yeah. And it's weird to transition to these two players, especially since I named them before, because it's like now we're going to current NBA talk. And
breeze through them, George, because I'm so over this.
James Harden.
He's never happy.
I mean,
he's never happy. This man has changed his team.
I thought he was pretty happy in OKC.
Yeah, okay.
But I mean, well, hold on. If you're James Harden, would you be happy?
In Brooklyn?
Yes. With
you got
Kyrie's
everything you asked for, bro.
No, he doesn't. He doesn't have anything that he asked for. A championship contending team with 3 superstars that's going to go off. Kyrie's on sabbatical and he's in and out. The whole, the whole bench is a bunch of old dudes that are done. And then
KG
Joe Harris.
Injured by Bum Brown. Like,
this is what I'm saying.
How did you even end up on this side of the court to trip KG up, bro?
His whole thing is like, I don't want to be on the Rockets and having to put up triple doubles to not get a championship ring. To now he's having to put up triple doubles with a bunch of bum dudes around him. And he's not going to get a ring on the squad with Kyrie playing 60% of the games. And it's like, if I was him, I'd be mad too.
He looks good. He looks good in orange.
That's not a bad move. So, this upcoming offseason is he becomes a free agent.
Mm-hmm.
He stated that he wouldn't mind going to Philadelphia to play with Joel Embiid. So now like people are obviously trying to put it out there like
Joel Embiid would mind.
Why would Joel Embiid mind? You think it's a weird combination?
Mm-hmm.
Then who fits with Joel Embiid? If Ben Simmons doesn't fit with him, James Harden doesn't fit with him, like what does he need? Chris Paul?
That would be dope.
Well, I think literally any team, you could be like, this team needs Chris Paul because that's how good Chris Paul is. So like this team would be great with Chris Paul.
This soup needs salt. It does. This steak will go good with salt.
What's the difference? Like, what's the difference between like a Dame Lillard and James Harden?
Ugh.
Like, you know what I mean? And like people always want to put Dame Lillard in Philly, and it's like, why not just James Harden? They're like basically the same person.
I'd rather have James than Dame.
Okay, I can see it. Yeah. I mean, one of them's an MVP, the other one isn't. So like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
One of them led the league in assists, the other one didn't. One of them led the league in scoring, the other one didn't.
Mm-hmm.
All of those guys are James Harden.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess we're gonna see what happens with this because like trade deadline is now 15 days away.
And my Knicks, not to digress, are trying to get DeJounte Murray.
Are they?
Mm-hmm.
That's a big move. Who they gonna get up for him?
Kemba. Who's the other guard that's not producing?
Quickly?
No.
Burks?
Yes.
Derrick
But
Rose?
Derrick Rose is injured. They're not going to take him. We're going to wait for
Evan
Derrick.
Fournier?
No, Fournier's balling.
I can name the whole team of who's not producing if you want.
Shots fired. It was definitely Burks. It was definitely Kemba, and I think a pick was going to be involved. So it's out there in the air.
That
We'll see what
sounds
happens.
awful. I would not take that for DeJounte Murray.
Spurs are terrible.
I think he was runner-up for like Western Conference Player of the Month.
Okay.
Like that's what I'm saying is like
Okay.
he's playing that well. Like you're not going to get him for Kemba Walker and
Make
sticks and
it
gum.
happen. Make it happen.
I mean, I know you'd like to give a pumpkin for him straight up.
Definitely. Definitely.
I was still like the other day, like I kind of woke up. I was like, "Oh, Raisin wants Montrezl Harrell over." Like I was like, I can't believe that this was a thing. And other NBA trade watch news: the Sacramento Kings have come out and said that they are willing to take both Ben Simmons and Tobias Harris's contracts over there. My thing is, who's going back? It's got to be like a Buddy Hield, Harrison Barnes, Bagley situation, and it's like.
Dude.
Does Philly really want that? Like the cap kind of works out. It makes it a little bit better for them.
Yeah. I mean, it gives them more mobility to do some bigger moves right before the trade deadline or look towards something for next year. I don't know how long Embiid wants to wait for all that to happen.
Because he's looking like an MVP right now.
Right. And as long as he doesn't get injured, he stays healthy. But
one way to do that is to get him some help.
Tickets, but I don't know if Ben Simmons is going to sell tickets in Sacramento. So
because that's my thing is like, are you trading De'Aaron Fox to get Ben Simmons,
no.
or are you trading Ben Simmons to pair with De'Aaron Fox? Because like that's a weird pair.
If I know, but if you're giving up De'Aaron Fox, somebody needs to get fired.
All I'm saying is they got my guy Tyrese Halliburton, who I really like, who plays just as well as him.
I get it.
And then they got my guy Davion Mitchell, who plays just like.
Would you rather have De'Aaron Fox or Ben Simmons?
Oh, De'Aaron Fox, like without a doubt.
He can do what Ben does, and he can shoot.
These are true. He can't play defense like Ben though. He's a pretty good defensive point guard, but like Ben Simmons is one of the 5 best defensive players in the league.
All right, so you held the guy who usually scores 40 to 25. Thank you, Ben. Maybe even held him to 20.
Yeah, that would be like if I scored 25 instead. Like I took his 25 away.
Right,
It's
but it's only important if you're going to give me more than 4 points a game. It's like, come on, man.
He averages 8. No, I'm just kidding. So like, but that's another trade watch there. There was also a trade that was completed. 3-team trade. We didn't get a chance to talk about it last time, but it did happen the last episode where the Celtics have acquired Boba, PJ Dozier. The Nuggets got Bryn Forbes, and then like some throwaway pieces went to whatchamacallit, the Grizzlies. Those like a couple second-round picks and stuff like that.
Oh,
but
just moving pieces to move pieces.
Yeah, it was kind of one of those things, but like it was mostly for the.
So they have Taco and Ball.
Yeah. I would love to see that lineup on the court.
Yeah. I feel like they're gonna run into each other and clank knees and we'll be like, oh.
Could you imagine if like you break down and you spend all your energy getting past Jaylen Brown and you go up and Bull and Taco Fall go up? I'd be like, yo, like in midair.
They're both gonna block the ball with one hand and catch it in between them, like, huh.
And then throw it out of bounds because like they have
Oh
No, Bobo's gonna grab it and go full court and shoot a three.
right.
He might not make it, but he's pulling from Trey.
from 30.
He wants everybody to know. But like I think the trade was mostly done for Denver's sake to get Britton Forbes, backup point guard help because Jokic, yet again, putting up wild MVP numbers, keeping these Nuggets in contention, and there has not been a Jamal Murray, Michael Porter Jr. sighting this whole season. So we're getting to the point now where like MVP cases are starting to get made, and it's like his is very strong.
Is due back by playoffs, right?
It's like right before playoffs, like the month before. I think he gets like enough time to like work some of the kinks out.
Yeah.
But like
that's gonna be dangerous.
That's what I mean. It's like we keep talking about like these West teams, like I can't remember who's the team we were just talking about. Oh, the Grizzlies. So it's like the Grizzlies, and then like now the Nuggets might be coming back into full form. Have you been seeing what the Heat have been doing? Like the Heat have gone like 13-4 in their last games, and they're number one in the East right now.
And the Pacers are a joke again.
Like I told you they were. I told you don't buy that stock, boy. I told you.
Pace themselves right off the list.
I've been told you that them boys was fraudulent.
Right.
So now we're gonna start hearing the Jimmy Butler MVP Heat culture talk, and it's gonna drive me crazy because I can't stand Jimmy Butler.
He did pass LeBron and triple doubles for the Miami Heat franchise.
Okay.
Yep. LeBron had 9, and Jimmy got his 10th against LA when they beat LA, I believe.
How many years has Jimmy been there?
That's a good question.
So like about 4 or 5 years, right?
That's what I was gonna say.
How long was LeBron in Miami? About 3?
You don't say long.
Yeah.
That man's a Rolling Stone in the NBA.
He just comes, gets rings, and keep it moving.
All right, that man be spinning the map like like Coming to America. Like, where would you go to find a wife? And it's like, ooh, Queens. Like, wherever his finger land, that's where that man's going to get a shit.
No, that man looks at what the weather looks like. He says, "I'm in Cleveland, Miami." Yes. Los Angeles. Yes. Like, what are you talking about? Like,
should have came to New York.
Why? So we can see LeBron in Tim's and a Jabot jeans and
like that. Championship rings hanging from his neck. Yes.
With who?
We'll move on.
Him and Raymond Felton.
We'll move on. No, it would have been him, Melo, and Amari. Man, cut it out.
Well, it would have been him and Amari. Melo wasn't there yet at that time.
True.
But anyways, I digress again because like here we go. We're gonna get off topic. We got a couple random things to get to before we get to the Blitz because like obviously the Blitz has like a lot of stuff from the games.
Yes.
First and foremost, the Baseball Hall of Fame or the MLB let out their list of the Hall of Fame finalists, the people who are making the Hall of Fame, and 2 people who were notably left off that list, and those 2 people are Barry Bonds and Roger Clemens. We usually don't talk about baseball, mostly because I don't know a lot about baseball. I don't watch baseball.
This is simple.
I don't follow baseball.
This is simple.
Tell me how simple it is.
Barry Bonds is black.
Bro, Roger Clemens is another dude.
Chill out. Let me get there.
All right.
Did a bunch of drugs and broke a lot of records.
He broke all the records. He holds all of them.
Yes.
It's a 7-time MVP.
Roger Clemens, hometown hero, also caught in some drug scandals. Disappoint the people who are trying to put you on a pedestal and they're gonna knock you off. Bottom line. And I think that's where they at with it.
But Big Sloppy gets to make it. David Ortiz is in there.
He played for Boston.
He's Dominican. He's Ortiz City.
He played for Boston. All right. He played for Boston.
Where's the Baseball Hall of Fame?
Cooperstown, New York.
Oh yeah, you're right. I don't know why.
I know because I went there at I think it was like a 4th or 5th grade trip.
Yeah. So why does it? So wouldn't it make more sense
that
that
them little mini bats that we used to buy that we should not have had?
So
we went to Howe Caverns and then we went to Cooperstown, New York to the Hall of Fame. Howe Caverns is pretty dope if you ever get a chance. I don't even know if it's still available, but they had these handmade slingshots that looked like they were made from the middle of an oak tree.
Jesus.
With the thick rubber band on them. I did terror with that. Hey, bro, I'm telling you, man. Whoever window I shattered back in the projects that day and came outside for work and your back window was busted out, I apologize. I was 8, 9, maybe 10. I don't know, but I was wronging. It was terrible. But yeah, I remember that slingshot and that bat I got from Cooperstown. Yeah,
But like with your logic though, wouldn't Roger Clemens get in and Big Papi not get in?
Nah, man, because he disappointed people, man. You can't.
Oh, but Big Papi got something too about them saying that he was on PEDs.
They never proved it.
Then they didn't prove it for Barry Bonds either.
I'm pretty sure they did.
But where? Because I feel like it's
They
always
measured his head from 10 years prior. Didn't measure. Yo, I was watching.
I know.
I was watching. Remember, I told you I had the throwback days when I was watching movies with the young boy, right?
Yeah.
One of them was Rookie of the Year, where
Yeah,
Barry Bonds is in that joint looking like 1/4 of Barry Bonds. I was like, I never even realized just how big this man got. Like, they had a custom made head batting joint for him to wear when he was in the box. Like, bro, he looks like
I'm not saying
crazy.
that Barry Bonds didn't do anything. All I'm saying is I don't remember them coming out and being like, it is a proven fact that he did. I feel like it's all speculation. Yeah, and the same thing happened with Big Papi. Listen, and it's like one gets in and the other one doesn't.
The big question is, did Mark McGwire get in?
He did, right? They didn't see Sammy Sosa get in?
I mean, but Sammy don't look like Sammy no more. So
that's Samuel now.
He showed up. They was like, Mark, you're early. He was like, it's Sammy. Like,
it's me.
My bad. That's it?
That's me. That's like,
sticker up there for Sammy. Put your hand up again. That's how bright his joint look right now, too.
So it's the high yellow hitman.
Hey, gotta own it. But yeah, man, to be honest with you, they're gonna try to keep Barry out as long as they can.
Well, I think the reason why this one was so important is like this is like his last time before he kind of gets like lost in some sort of space. I can't remember like what the reason is, but there's like some sort of cutoff or some sort of thing. Like if he didn't make it by this time, something happens. And like I said, don't watch baseball like that. I don't really follow it like that. But to me, it seems like the steroid era, everyone was doing steroids.
Right.
So like if everyone's doing it and other people are getting in, like I feel like you just were doing steroids better than everybody else, because it's like it's not just that. It's not just the fact that you were doing steroids. Like he is like an amazing, like his hand-eye coordination and all that stuff.
They don't want to own him having all them records, bro.
It's so many records. It's just it sounds crazy to me that like you could have a Hall of Fame and Barry Bonds, Roger Clemens, and Alex Rodriguez are not in it. Like that sounds wild. Like they were the three biggest people of their generation. Like one of my favorite moments of like my life is my boy my boy Pythagoras 13.
Okay.
He got super drunk one night, and like he just looked at me and he was like, "Yo, do you realize how stupid Barry Bonds was at baseball?" And like for like 3 hours, he just was like just letting me know like how dumb like he was. He was just like, you realize that every time he stepped on a base, like he stepped at home plate, he's like he didn't even have to swing the bat. He had an 80% chance to go to that base. Do you have any idea how insane that is? And I was like, yo, tell me.
It is.
Please tell me. And he was explaining all this stuff to me, and I was like, this dude sounds like I couldn't picture him in any other sport. Like it's insane, like his ability, like on the on the baseball field. And it's like he's not in the Hall of Fame. It's crazy. It's crazy.
But I mean, for whatever it is, regardless if they don't try to get that man in, you can't take away what he did. And if he does get in, that man better have him a TO type speech ready for all them haters, man. For real.
Like I know we spend a lot of time on like some of these things. We're gonna try and breeze through some of these.
All right.
We don't really got to breeze through this one because like we kind of want to get into it a little bit. But like one of our contemporaries, peers, in podcast form. Like obviously we're quite a few tiers below that. Like you know what I'm saying? Like,
that here so far.
No, because like I think about like in Shark Tale, they were like. The Shark Tale, he's like, whale poop, then you. Like, we're down, like, we down here. Like
that joint came down like a Plinko ball on Price is Right.
Like, we're below, like feet videos on YouTube and stuff like that. Like, we down there. But, like, couple layers up is the I Am Athlete podcast. Okay. Yep. And it seems like
shout outs
to the, Brandon Marshall, Chad Ochocinco, Channing Crowder, Fred Taylor. And I feel like we've mentioned them a couple times on here.
We have.
But it seems like their relationship has kind of come to an end and they've split quite a bit. I think we saw it and we mentioned it, but we weren't 100% sure, but we've gotten a little bit more clarity in these past couple of days. I feel like you had some words that you wanted to give on it. Like, do you know the situation at all? Because like I don't want to spread lies or rumors. I only want to go with facts.
No. I watched a couple podcasts like of people who are like directly connected to them and like have had them on their shows before. And basically, I guess it was just like a disagreement and like vision of the show. And this kind of started as like a little homie thing, and it blew up to something more than what they expected. And I guess everybody just wasn't on the same page of the direction of the show. It kind of felt like a lot of what was happening with the Joe Budden podcast.
I know that there's been a lot of comparisons to that. Like
Yeah.
obviously it was a little bit more pronounced with the Joe Budden one, and there's a lot of yelling. There's a lot of like they don't like each other.
Right.
It seems like that's not the case with the I'm Athlete.
This is like watching this fraternity breakup or something. Like if you watch Stomp the Yard and all the Theta Nu Theta, it's just like we ain't rocking with each other no more. You know what I mean? So it's like
I feel like that was a wild analogy. What about like New Edition?
You can go there too.
Because I just didn't know if it was better.
You can say Boys to Men. You can go wherever you want to go. I just think for me it just sucks because like it's good to see them brothers on the screen working together and the content that they bring, and then to find out that's like I don't want to say these small things because I know like
ain't nothing small about these checks, boy.
Exactly.
Nothing small.
Exactly. But it's just like you hate to see it as much as we say it would never happen. Like
I feel like you're looking at me mad crazy right now. Like you're saying that.
You don't want to say as soon as somebody call you out here. You ain't never said, and all the time you say you ain't never said you was bringing me with you, but it's all right. It's all right. It's all right. It's okay. It's all right.
I don't gotta say nothing to you. All you gotta do is look at your bank account and see that your house paid off. That's all you need to see.
Hey,
come on, bro. Like, yo, listen, man.
We in there.
By me and we in there.
Right.
You just gotta stay here and eat.
I just
can't eat at my house.
I just feel like it's like we always have this mantra of like we sticking together, we riding for each other until we get to this certain point, and now everybody wants to go and do their own thing, and it's just like I'm just tired of seeing it. For me, it's just like now I'm seeing like Brandon Marshall just on one show, and then you got like the Cali West Side show with some old new faces on there, and then you got like
who's on that show?
Bro, I don't even know. It's like a light skinned Brandon Marshall. I think he has dreads too.
But Channing Crowder's definitely got his own thing. It's called like the Pivot or something.
Yeah,
right?
So does Fred Taylor.
He's got his own thing. Like they're not like nobody's together.
I don't think so.
Where's Ocho? Because like that's the real reason we all watched.
I haven't seen anything on Ocho. No, I actually like Fred Taylor's point of view because whenever them dudes would start wilding, and Fred Rowe was coming in and be like, "Hey, listen, man, I'm y'all age, but I'm kind of the OG," and he would sit everybody down and drop a gem on him.
No, Fred you Taylor, like Fred Taylor because he's the old guy who speaks real low. Trying to be like.
I feel like we just said the same thing. We just said the same thing.
And I like Ocho because why?
Because he's a young, loud, energetic dude, and yeah, both like McDonald's a lot.
No, I'm loud.
Just like Ocho. Look, now you want to get defensive. Now you want to argue. Now you want to go and race somebody. Now you want to box somebody.
Like, I think Ocho's got some fair points.
Put your pajamas on. Man, Channing Crowder told him to put his pajamas on because you can't put the slate. My bad. We digress. But the ultimate point for me is just like I can't really see myself going back to watch the show.
Okay.
I'm pretty upset. It's like really tough with me. You know what I mean?
My thing is like.
Brandon Marshall. Even have like I am NASCAR now. Like
really?
Yes, I'm telling you, bro. Like it's.
I'm glad that their pockets are getting lined. Can I say that? Like you know what I mean? Like it sucks.
At what expense?
Like it sucks that they're not together on the screen anymore. I gotta say, like Brandon Marshall is kind of my least favorite part of it. Like you know what I mean? So like, like the fact that he's all alone on it. Like I wasn't planning on watching that type of deal. But it's just like I hope that if we ever get that big and we get to that point, like it shouldn't be that big of a deal or that big of a thing. Like I feel like a conversation,
right?
Like you know what I'm saying.
And I think that's what a lot of the problems is. The conversations aren't being had until they get to that pivotal point, and it's just like now the conversation is not a conversation; it's an argument or people trying to make points, and it's just like, all right, I'm just going to walk away. But if you're having those conversations up to that point, then more than likely it's a lot easier to alleviate yourself of any disagreements. Or talk about it because you already knew what was going to happen or what you were looking forward to or not looking forward to, so that it's not a big gripe because you already have set up the table for everybody to eat. This is why I've been married for so long because we don't have a relationship section yet. Don't worry, ladies, we got it.
When we get bigger and we can stop going to work, like they're gonna be what you call it. You're gonna get everyday videos, and then one of those videos will be a relationship talk video, stuff like that. I also want to do like an all female heavyweight. 1, 2. Like we don't even gotta really be on it. Like we could kind of like just host it. I've ran it by some people.
Plus size
like
sisters.
They're none of them. No, ladies, we're not gonna put you in that. We're not calling you nothing to do with your weight. Don't worry about it. Like
that's the new thing. Like owning your body. Like
no, we're not calling y'all heavyweights or plus sizes. We're not calling you none of these things.
We're gonna find a positive term for it. I'm telling you, trust me, look into it.
We're gonna call you guys something and be like,
call whatever you want
in association with heavyweight bros.
Call whatever you want to be called. But yeah, just to get off of this topic, I feel like they had something great, and they may have potentially ruined that. Like you said, Brandon Marshall was like the subtle, keep things calm, mental checking in with people. I know he had some arguments. They was only with Ocho, but like he would always get everybody back to even kill.
He's a moderator. That's what the moderator does.
Ocho's gonna be that guy that brings it up here, bring that comedy and challenge what everybody says. Shannon Crowder's clearly the comic relief. I love what he brings to the table. And like you said, Fred's the OG. And I just don't think they're going to have that anymore. And it's gonna be like individually in other pockets, and it's just like I don't know. I think they might have messed up something.
I think what also we missed too, because it's like I feel like it's mostly a black show. Mm-hmm. And then like we're used to like our black shows not getting season finales and like not getting these great send-offs and stuff like that. And it's like I think that's kind of what we missed, is like we didn't get like the, hey guys, this is gonna be like our last video, or like we're going in our different directions and I'm going here and you could find me here. And then every once in a while, like we're gonna get back together. So it feels like a breakup. And it's like that leaves a bad taste in our mouth. It definitely leaves a bad taste in my mouth, because it's like, dang, like I thought you guys were like fam, and then like it wouldn't go that way. Like I would hope if we ever get to a point where we need to go our separate ways or something like that, like we could at least come together and let everybody else know, be like, hey, like this is how we move in, no ill will, like, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
And like all that type of stuff like that.
Right.
You know what I mean? But yeah. So no, you look like you had some. You what?
Nah, I'm just a little disappointed.
Okay.
Yeah. Brandon Marshall, call your homie, stop acting funny.
So wait, is Brandon Marshall a problem? Is that who it is?
No, I don't think so. I know somebody has to make the first step, and I know he's all about repairing and restoring and mental health and self-care and
being the bigger man is for the birds. Let me tell you, it's for the birds. Tired of being the bigger man. Yeah. Why is everybody? They say you got to be the bigger man when you got nothing but little people around you. Remember that. Anyways, on to the Blitz. Man, get out my way. Watch out as I come through. Busting in your line, cracking numbers in two. When I bring that pain, man, what you gonna do? We harder than hard, rougher than rough. Rah! So on to the Blitz.
That last rah. I thought you were about to lean out the chair with that last one. All right, first thing.
Clean out your locker. I'm out to get you. That's going to be the reason why I get kicked off the show. That's everything. You're being rough. I think.
I'm about to throw a clipboard in a minute. Keep playing with me.
Please put the clipboard down.
I got to write down the games for this week, man.
Oh, we can do our picks on the Saturday show. You know what I'm saying? Like, because we do got a lot of heavy stuff. So the New York Giants have come out. And they said that they've, kind of taken themselves out of the Deshaun Watson sweepstakes.
Not intentionally.
By saying that
the Giants is on the phone. All right.
But so like what their masseuses look like. But like
oh man.
They're saying that they plan on trying to build around Daniel Jones.
Good luck. Good luck.
I was saying, is that I don't know how that makes you feel.
He's
like
missing a particular set of skills.
He's missing the offensive line too. Like that's like Daniel Jones has shown some sparks at time, but it's like
came from Duke, right?
I believe so. But he's like, he's been fighting for his life. Fight for my life back here, man.
All my life was I had to fight.
And Saquon Barkley's on the sideline in a cast like, damn, man, that sucks. You gotta fight like that.
Y'all should run the ball.
Kenny Galladay's like, just don't give me the ball. I hate Kenny Galladay. I'm sorry. Fantasy, he's burned me so many times.
Figure that, man.
But like when you're taking yourself out of the Deshaun Watson part, it's like, so like the other big names out there. So like I looked at like the free agency landscape,
it's not gonna happen.
And it's like the two biggest free agents are Mitch Trubisky and Gardner Minshew. So that means, and then like, and this NFL draft is weak at quarterback. So that means if you want a quarterback, you're gonna have to trade for either a Jimmy Garoppolo, a Aaron Rodgers, or Russell Wilson. So it's like
None of that's gonna happen.
I feel like they're good. Like if I was Russell Wilson, I would consider it
Raiders.
just to go play in New York.
Raiders.
But yeah, the Raiders make too much sense.
Yes.
So then, like, if the Raiders are going there, David Carr.
Derek Carr.
Oh my God. Yeah, Derek Carr. David Carr was his brother, right?
Yes.
All right. I'm just making sure that there was a football player, Derek Carr. That was, and I remember like he got sacked so many times early in his career. It was crazy. Yeah. So like, yeah, I guess you're stuck with Daniel Jones. Like, why not? Like, I just don't know how much money you throw at him. I guess you could try and go for Baker Mayfield.
The Giants are 4 years out. They have to rebuild this team through the draft. They don't really have any pieces they could trade for, and if they do, they would have to give up all their picks for players that could or could not potentially score some touchdowns, but not really rebuild the franchise. So they have to spend the next 3 to 4 years building through the draft. You have a young QB, so you have the time. Make sure that he's committed to the team, and then like you could grab some subtle free agents here that are willing to come based on the picks that you're bringing in and winning some games. You have to win games, but they're like 3 or 4 years out from building their team through the draft. They have to do it that way.
I think they're 3 or 4 years out from being good, but like my thing is like in the division that you're in, like you could easily Cowboys, Philly, Redskins, and Philly. It's like you could get in there some way somehow. Like you know what I mean? Like if a couple, like I think they made it like what, like 2-3 years ago.
They almost made it this year, and they were under 500. And they ended up losing like those last few games, and it was just like, yeah, they're completely out of it.
That's what I mean.
It was crazy because it was like the locked in players, the wild card, and then it was like in the hunt, and it was like all the teams in the hunt. It was just like the Giants were still there at like 3 and 5 or 6.
Oh, disgusting that division is.
Yeah, and it was just like, how are you still in the hunt? But that's the way.
The fact that their division looks like that, but my division looks the way that it does, drives me insane.
And we're in the best division in football, so it's tough.
But it's like just thinking about like the New York Giants, like in general, it's like you're far away from being good, but like you can also be like a playoff team, and it's like it's a weird spot to be in. And it's like I feel like they're kind of just better off like rebuilding and like trying to be like legit good. And like I just don't know what pieces they truly have to build around. Because like we talk about like the Sterling Shepherds, the Kenny Galladay's, like, do you want to build around those 2 receivers? Do you want to build around Saquon Barkley?
I think you just have to really be patient with having those receivers and kind of like dabble in what free agency looks like to add a player that maybe somebody's not really looking at, but they can pop here and there to help you, like I said, win some games, but they got to rebuild the O-line.
They have to rebuild the entire team, bro. Like
they had a lot of defenders that they traded away too that they maybe should have seen how it panned out. But we'll see how it goes. I mean, it's not.
I hate that we spent so much time talking about the New York Giants. Listen. But like kind of in connection to the I Am Athlete podcast, because he was one of the last guests that were on there, was Antonio Brown. He's in the news for 2 different reasons. One, he's taking legal action against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers for what he says for like a wrongful termination.
He takes legal action against every team he leaves.
Does it work?
No. No.
He won a ring. Does it work?
I'm just talking about the legal actions. You're not getting paid. Like he did win a ring. I mean, he was on a team that won a ring.
There's like I feel like I don't really need to go too deep into this. It's like, come on, bro.
Right.
And that's all I'm going to say on that. And then the second part is him saying that one of the teams that he was looking at, one of the people that he wants to play with is like Lamar Jackson and the Baltimore Ravens. And Lamar kind of co-signed it, where he was like, he posted a picture of him and something like that. Like, God.
If Antonio shows up to play ball, he can literally fit on any single roster in the NFL.
Agreed. He wouldn't be one of the 10 best receivers in the league anymore. But it's like, if he's your second or third best receiver on the team, like you're doing pretty good.
If he went to Baltimore, he'd be the number 2 receiver.
Yeah, he'd probably be the number 1 receiver on Baltimore.
I mean,
Marquise Brown or what's guy? Brown?
He's got chemistry. He's got chemistry. I mean, he could potentially take that away and get more targets, but it would depend on how he plays.
He's supposed to be the take the top off guy.
Yes.
But it's like he's forced to be the number 1 guy. So it's like, you bring him and Bateman and stuff like that, and then you probably put him in Brown in the slot. It's like Antonio Brown's a weapon. And like,
on any roster.
And He's physically there. He's got all the skills to be there. It's all about what he brings mentally. And if he thinks he's mad about the contract that he got in Tampa Bay with all the incentives that he needed to meet and stuff like that, ain't nobody giving you a contract that's not looking like that.
I was about to say he's past getting paid. This cannot be about getting paid anymore because that check is not gonna come. Everybody's gonna have him on a need to know basis, need to see it basis. Like that's where he's at now. Because people are not going to invest for this man to go do jumping jacks through the back of the end zone or cryo his feet and hands off or whatever felonious stuff that's going to happen. Like I dyed my beard and it's affecting my eyes. I can't play. Like he's got to get it together. He's got to just play football.
I'm kind of just tired of him going on podcasts and then like he's like, oh, like this don't make no sense, right? And then like he'll say something and everybody kind of agrees with the wild thing that he said instead of somebody being like, no, bro, that doesn't make any sense. Like, what are you talking about? And then he's one of those type of people that like, well, he just gets louder when you say that because like he doesn't really want to hear what you got to say and he's going to talk over you. And like,
he said, what you say? I'm out of here.
Like he's more than welcome to like come on this podcast if he wants. I'm sure. Like I think we're obviously way below his level or something like that. Right
Antonio. You never know. He might mess around and come walking down the steps like, whoa, bro, what you doing here? What you doing here?
Your wife let me in. All right, sorry.
Punch that. All right, we're done.
So like moving on to something that's actually a little bit more relevant to actual today's football. Sean Payton, the longtime head coach of the New Orleans Saints, has walked away from the team. He gave a really long press conference where I was like, this is like uncomfortably like I've never seen a coach take this long to be like, I'm out. And it was like
was he really out though? Or do you think like they was probably gonna start moving on away from Sean?
No, he looked around and was like, Jameis, Taysom. He saw that cap situation. He saw that like what they were gonna like, you know, Michael Thomas don't want to be there. Like Alvin Kamara's contract.
What I want to see is where Alvin and Michael end up. That's gonna be major. That's gonna be major.
It is. It's
that Michael Thomas is gonna be fully healthy, fully in shape, ready to listen. He was the best wide receiver in the NFL just a few years ago.
The best.
Based on numbers, I'll run the numbers and have them ready for you for Saturday because I know you're a numbers guy. Don't worry. Okay? But like that's gonna be pivotal.
All I know is them Dolphins have $67 million in cap space. You know what I'm saying? So like that's why a lot I've been hearing
money and don't know where to spend.
I've heard a lot of Aaron Rodgers, Devontae Adams rumors. Like people have been saying like they could make it work, and I'm just like
I heard the Broncos.
Well,
which would be a good move for potentially black owner Robert Smith.
So the Broncos just hired a new head coach.
Yep.
Who was the offensive coordinator for the Packers.
Yep.
The Broncos have been heavily rumored to getting Devontae Adams and Aaron Rodgers. And it seems like the scene is all set up for them to move there. Because now you're getting
got mad pass go cards. I don't know what's going on over there, man.
But it's like, if you're Aaron Rodgers, do you want to play in that division? Like, I have to play Justin Herbert and Pat Mahomes twice a year. And then if Russell Wilson goes to the Raiders, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, how crazy is this division with quarterbacks all of a sudden?
Prove me you MVP.
I mean, I think he will. Like, you know, you talk about Jerry Jeudy, Cortland Sutton, Tim Patrick, and Devontae Adams, and Noah Fant, and Javonte Williams.
I know why Sean Payton left the Saints, though.
Why did he leave the Saints?
Because he's scared about this movie with Mall Cop playing on Netflix. What is this about? I thought this was a joke or something. Like,
I think it's about the Katrina season.
He's really playing Sean Payton.
Yeah, he really is, and he looks just like him.
Yes,
but
with the suspension and everything, him coaching high school football, I'm like, did they just comedically go through this man's story? Like, I don't think it's a serious version. It looks like, or maybe I just saw Mall Cop and just started laughing. I don't know. It's
kind of like the whatchamacallit too. The Showtime show that they're doing about the '80s Lakers and Magic Johnson and Mitch Kupchak with
that looks like it's gonna be good though.
Yeah, but it's also supposed to be like kind of like a funnier version of it. Like, it's not supposed to be like 100% gritty, true to the, like, you know what I mean? So like,
it's called Lake Show, right?
I think it's called Showtime. I want to say
maybe it's Showtime.
Maybe it's something like that. Like, it's like this Aaron Rodgers thing is just weird because it's like I don't know where he goes, and it's like the AFC is just riddled with like now you have Josh Allen and Mahomes that you have to go through every year. Now you got Herbert that you have to go through every year. You have Lamar Jackson that you have to go through every year. So it's like, it's almost like why not stay in the NFC? But it's like the teams just aren't really there for him to go to. And it's like, if I were them, I wouldn't trade him to a team in my conference either. Because it's like, I don't want to play this dude 2-3 times a year.
Nope. You're not going to kill me.
I trade you to the Bears, bro. Justin Fields.
That's how it goes. That's how it goes.
Well, it's going to be an interesting thing. And I feel like every week we're going to have some weird thing to talk about with Aaron Rodgers. Do you want to try to breeze through these divisional round games, or do you want to save them for Saturday?
We can save them for Saturday. Just know I won this week.
Did you?
Yes.
You sure about that?
Yes.
I don't know. I feel like, didn't I choose Kansas City? I know you. I know you chose Tennessee.
I had first pick.
Yep, you chose Tennessee with your first pick, and then I chose Kansas City, and then I chose Tampa Bay. My back-to-backs.
And I picked San Fran.
Did you though? No, I picked Green Bay, and then you got San Fran. So that was your dub. And then you got me with the Rams, and then I got the KC. So we tied.
I don't believe so. We'll have to double check that.
I did. I double and triple checked. I know we tied.
I don't believe you. Why'd you wait?
I don't believe you. We need more people. I wanted you
because
I wanted you to be super confident. And I told you don't what you call it, but you don't listen. That's the problem. Is like that's the poor communication. So like when I break off, like and I tell you that like why I'm just like I'm playing. Relax. Where are you getting stuff? What even is that? It looks like a fake mustache.
What even is that?
But I feel like we should mention though, like I know a lot of people have been going a little like hyperbole quite a bit. Like this is the greatest divisional round we've ever seen.
Yes.
And like it was really good, and I think it's up there. But it's like I don't remember every divisional round from every year. There had to be like a one of those Tom Brady, Peyton Manning years. Like those divisionals were crazy or something like that. But
there is one thing that did make me upset about the ending of the season. I forgot to bring this up before. All this record breaking and celebrating all these people. They got 2 extra weeks to tear down somebody's record that they did in 16 weeks, and now you have 18. Like, let's stop fronting. Like, what you did is definitely amazing, but you're literally nipping at the heels of a record that was done in 2 less weeks in which you were doing it.
To be fair, that's kind of the same thing that happens to all the old guys before. Like Johnny Unitas wasn't playing with the same amount of games as Tom Brady. Like, you know what I mean? Like, that's just how it works. Like, you know, we talk about Bill Russell, like he was playing in the league with like 8 teams and like they're like 30 game seasons. It's like, it's not the same, bro. Like, you know what I mean? Like time moves differently.
All right. I'll take that. I will, for real. I will take it.
All right.
I will take it. That was actually a good point.
Do we want to just breeze by and say like who won the games and what the scores were at least, and then like we'll go more in depth on Saturday?
Sure.
Okay. Cincinnati defeated Tennessee.
Because there was a Miami Dolphins player over there shaving points, so Joel can win a game. All right, go ahead. I'm sorry, my bad.
And then there was the 49ers defeated the Green Bay Packers 13-10.
Maybe he should leave the NFC because he can't win over there either.
The Los Angeles Rams defeated the Tampa Bay Buccaneers 30-27.
Boom.
Loved it.
Boom.
There was a moment, and I know you had the same moment. You'd be like, you got to be effing kidding me. I can't believe this is happening right now. And the Kansas City Chiefs defeated the Buffalo Bills 42-36, which was the game. What this was like, what, the game of the year? Like, this was one of the best games I've seen in a long time.
It was a really good game.
I think one of the best games before that was Kansas City versus the Rams. Like, what was that? Like last year or the year before? I feel like we kind of got to talk about the overtime rule though, or just like how you feel about it.
It's the rule. Win the toss and ask for the ball. I don't know, like, because if they had got the ball and like this is the rule.
Or stop me from scoring.
That's it.
Like, there's 2 sides to the ball. Like, defense wasn't up to snuff.
Hold me to a field goal. You'll get the ball back. I don't know what you want me to tell you. This is the rule.
I feel the same way.
It's not like it's something that they popped up out of nowhere in the middle of the game, like some sort of tuck rule. You already knew what was going on here.
There was some hard feelings behind that. Somebody had brought this up though, and I want to hear what you think about this rule. Some old coach, I can't remember who it was, had brought up. He was like, this was the rule that he made up. In overtime, you get the regular amount of time to score, but it's like, let's just say I'm the Kansas City Chiefs, and I go down and we score in eight tries. So now we give you the ball back, and you have to try to score in less than 8 tries. And if you can't, then we win.
It's not cornhole.
I'm just asking. Like to me, it sounds interesting. But then I was like, what if these are two cheeky teams, and I was like, they just can't get it right. You know what I'm saying?
Or somebody scores in one play.
Then the game's over.
No, I'm talking about they literally throw like an 80-yard bomb or something.
The game's over, and it's like because you can't score in one play.
What if they do though?
Then we keep going back and forth. I guess we're just dropping bombs like Hussein in here. Like this is going on.
Mm-mm.
Like Funk Flex. I would love this. Are you crazy?
I ain't with it.
Like I would be like, yo, this is the most insane game I've ever seen. Like they're just throwing 80-yard bombs.
NFL already starting to feel so scripted. The last thing I want to do is watch a game where 9.
Did it really feel scripted? Are you're really one of those?
Yes.
Let's move on to the cultural gem, man. Shine bright like a diamond.
Are you really one of those?
One of those like this is scripted. The NBA is scripted. You think the NBA is good? Shine bright like a diamond. What's the cultural gem, man?
Not really, though. Not really.
What?
Let's take all of 2 minutes to really discuss this.
Okay, go ahead.
So if you're in control of this billion-dollar league,
Mhm.
and outside of that, you can also make more millions or billions via betting and stuff like that.
Uh-huh.
You don't think that none of these games are being controlled?
No.
There's literally a documentary on Netflix about stuff just
What's
like
it called?
Now you're gonna make me look it up.
What's it about specifically?
Shaving points and fixing games.
Well, yes, those were back in the day when they were literally shaving points and fixing games. Like, I get that. What I'm saying is, like, you really think, like, the NFL sits down and they're like, we need Tom Brady to get a ring this year. So, like, we're going to make sure that the Falcons go up 28-3 and Brady has to come back and do this. Like, this isn't, like, no. Like, I feel like this, like, I'm sure that the NFL or the NBA hope that this is what the finals looks like or this is what it is. Because it's like, to me, they would come up with better storylines. Like, because a lot of, like, I remember, like, all those years where they were like, oh, like, they just want LeBron to get to the finals and they want him to win, stuff like that. And I'm like, what they would really want is they would want LeBron to go against Kobe. And I was like, it didn't happen because, like, that's just not how, you know, it works out. Like, granted, do they want things to happen? Do the refs, like, have an effect on it? Like, yes.
2 minutes is up.
Shine bright like a diamond. Cultural gem.
All right. So in light of us getting closer and closer to the Super Bowl, I wanted to pick a football movie. You know, the first one that popped into my head was Remember the Titans, but I know you was going to be like, don't pick Remember the Titans. Everybody already knows you love that movie.
I thought you picked it already.
Nope. I haven't picked it. We have 14 and I have not picked Remember the Titans. Let's see how far I can get without picking it. But I did go with a football movie and I decided to go with Any Given Sunday.
You picked Stephen Willie Beeman.
Yep.
Not mad about it.
The reason I picked it is because I think it's an accurate depiction of how athletes, particularly black athletes, are treated in the league. I think what I like the most about the movie is the way the black quarterback Willie Beeman is treated throughout the movie of like he can't read playbooks, he can't construct the offense, like this is not the position for them to be played, and the relationship that him and Al Pacino, who is also in this star-studded cast, relationship.
Cameron Diaz, Al Pacino, Jamie Foxx, LL Cool J,
Lawrence Taylor, Jesse Spano.
Yep, Jesse Spano. There's a bunch of people in this movie.
Definitely.
But it's like, and there's a bunch of guys. There's a bunch of like, hey, there's a bunch of those guys in there.
Johnny Unitas coaches on one of the teams against Al Pacino. Yes.
Okay.
That team that they lose to early in the season, with the yellow jerseys.
Yo, listen, man. First of all,
Johnny Unitas.
Like I was getting ready to say, like, how am I supposed to remember that? This is one of the 8 to 9 movies that we had on DVD, and like our cable used to go out quite a bit when we were younger. So it was like we would constantly have to put like these same movies, like Blade 1 and 2 were always ones. Austin Powers Goldmember was one, and we had this big Bruce Lee set, so we would always watch all the Bruce Lee movies.
Okay.
But my brothers, one of our first and only guest, young bad boy Wit, his favorite movie was Any Given Sunday.
I do it.
So like we were like that was a guarantee. Like until the cable got turned on, we were watching that twice a week.
I'm sorry.
Yep, Bill and Bellamy. Like we were watching that at least 2 times a week. It also shows you like kind of like the dark side of the league. Like it's like what they're doing when they're not playing football, and like how they're getting these guys on the field playing this like gladiator type sport, like beating their bodies down.
Mhm.
It's a really good movie.
And just to drop a gem on the gem that a lot of people don't know, if they didn't already know, T.O. is also in the movie.
He is.
Terrell Owens is in this movie.
Well, one of the big things that have kind of come from this movie is the LL Cool J Jamie Foxx beef.
Yep.
Because apparently they really got into a fight like
Yep.
on set and stuff like that.
Mhm.
And apparently they still have not mended that fence, and I don't know if they ever will.
He was like, then we could get in the gym. You're gonna get on my page. All right, my bad. my bad. But yeah,
I think it was a good pick. That was a good. That was a good gem.
Appreciate it.
Do you have a Raisinet?
I do not have a Raisinet tonight. And the reason I don't is because I don't have an excuse.
Wow, I'm a little disappointed. I feel like the fans out there are a little disappointed as well.
All right, watch this.
I gotta come up with a Raisinet song.
Do something fun that you haven't done before.
So
Relax. Let me bring it together. And I don't mean like going on some crazy vacation or like make it simple. Make it simple. Do something like cook a dinner for somebody. Your mom, your significant other. A fun dinner with your kids or something like that. You know, Raisin's always big on that mental health. Look at this guy making a face. He's like, I'm not trying to cook for nobody.
Do something that you love by serving another person. This guy's taking my thing from earlier. That's all he's doing. Go ahead, keep going.
This is a Raisin nasty nugget coming your way.
Oh, no. A nasty Raisinet.
A Raisin nugget.
Keep going.
I just want to say nasty raisin because it sounds crazy. But yeah, listen, the only reason I say this is because over the vacation break, remember I told you I had a super long vacation break, and it literally just popped into my head because now that I'm back to work, I'm kind of missing it a little bit. But I allowed the family to like look up people cooking fancy stuff on Instagram, and I'm just like, I can do that, and knocked it out. Maybe next year I'll bring some pictures. I'll like show you the video of what people were making, and then I'll show you my version. And you know, some of the stuff is stuff I've never done before, but it came out slapping. And the kids was like, yo, why didn't you make this again? Pan is empty. I think you came by one time when I made the cheeseburger casserole that I saw on Instagram. He was like, you just did that from that? It's like, yeah, you know, and it was pretty enjoyable. Kids got to help out, but they also definitely got to help by eating. I almost did not get fed myself, but it's enjoyable. And then I know in the life of running around and all that extra stuff, we tend to eat a lot of fast food, eat a lot of pizza, eating out because it just fits within the schedule of always rushing. And sometimes we don't have time to sit down and cook dinner. And I think it just all leads back to that nourishing the commitment of keeping your family together and spending that time.
If I could remix your point a little bit, it sounds like what you're really trying to say is expand your horizons. Like, you know, don't be afraid to do something new because that could be something that becomes the new norm, is what it sounds like you're actually trying to say.
And this is your Raisin nasty nugget. It still sounds crazy.
Because it's not, that's like the worst way to combine the words. Like, you know.
A nasty raisin nugget?
No, I think like, whatchamacallit?
A raisin nugget?
A nasty Raisinet was probably the best way to do it.
A nasty raisin
Or a raisin nugget.
I just said that. You said
no, you said a nasty raisin nugget. You keep saying that.
It's crazy.
As a raisin nugget.
It's crazy. I think we work well together. Our chemistry is undeniable.
It's like peanut butter and raisins.
As long as it's not raisins and potato salad.
Why do the unseasoned always gotta be like that?
Oh no. Holla at your boys, man. I'm trying to make a straight face because I know that in all the YouTube videos, it's always me smiling with this crazy wide open mouth.
You should be happy. What do you mean? He said this is what you're happy. Stop trying to be cool.
Not our copyrights. That's for real. All right, y'all.
That was a song?
Yeah. Clap along if you feel.
Oh, that's what you were doing. That's not what it sounded like.
Really?
Au revoir, farewell, arvida, say goodbye.
I like that.